to be aggressive. Nobody wants to hear this because what you want me to say today is actually being a single mother is totally possible. It actually isn't. It was never meant to happen for the human race, number one. Number two, single biggest determiner of whether a mother is a good mother. What do you think it is? This is going to blow your mind when I tell you the answer. Whether they have a supportive partner. The major argument for good dads is actually, can the dad be there for the mom? Because it's like a direct chain is what we see. What you see is that if you've got a father figure, basically, who's supportive to the mother's energy goes towards the children. But the second that she doesn't have that supportive energy, she collapses, is what happens. And then the kids get started.
How many hours do you work, Eric?
60 hours a week.
60 hours a week. And how many hours do you work at home?
The same, more. All day, all night.
Really? And then you woke up and realised you were dreaming, you mean?
Well, my day doesn't end sometimes.
What do you mean your day don't end? It don't bloody begin. You spent time on the phone. You spent time just walking around the house, up and down. You spent time walking back and forth from a dining table with your kids. I don't know what you do with your hours. But I tell you one thing as a woman, if my husband's working, I do want to make sure that I'm doing what I should be doing at home. And if now I'm making you think about that, because this is the first time I've seen you become emotional, because it's the first time you've even had to sit and think about your actions. You're right.
Where are all the good men? They're probably at work, fixing bridges, building roads, fighting wars, advancing science, and leading companies. They're busy raising practical and emotionally mature children, and settled with feminine women who are not combative, relentlessly argumentative, and who want to compete with men.
I meet a lot of women that date married men. And the main thing they find, the allure of a married man is essentially he dates completely different to a single man. And he's sexually completely different to a single man and way better, according to their to their feedback. So what they say is when they meet men in the modern dating scene, they're so used to disconnected sex. They're so used to kind of hit and quit and move on to the next. And you don't know where he's at. And he doesn't know really how to please a woman because he hasn't had one woman who's given him honest feedback for a long time.
Interesting.
So when I date a married man, he knows how to treat a woman. His sexual performance is so much better. His emotional performance is so much better. His ability to kind of protect her is so much better because he'll check, did you get home okay? So weirdly, it's a better package for them.
Dating in 2025, you got to ask the question, are you single? Or do you still share a dog with your ex? Single. Are you talking to 10 other people? Single. Are you technically still married? Single. Are you single and not ready to mingle because you're still healing from a breakup? Single. Which one is it?
Men are realizing they don't need to put women on pedestals. It's not enough to just work out and put on more makeup, particularly if they do it after running into the wall. Women only need to keep their beauty at the age of 18, whilst guys are literally nobodies.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort.
There's plenty of pivotal moments. How about when a woman called a man weak for opening her car door? Or the time that men pursued women on dating apps and him saying, hey, how are you, wasn't good enough? How about the pivotal moment when a man is looking out into the open and happens to glance in a woman's direction and somehow he's undressing her with his eyes?
The reason that young men don't make the first move anymore is that women have made the consequences of them doing that far too risky. The legal consequences, sometimes criminal consequences, for approaching a woman who either doesn't want to be approached or had just baited some poor guy for fun are extreme. It's not that young men don't want female attention, they do. It's that the price you've set for yourself is way too high. You're just not worth it.
Or how about the moment when women considered everything the bare minimum and nothing is ever good enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men have to fix everything in a relationship to make it work and women have to simply exist? Or how about the time there was a study done that said 80% of women find men unattractive, so why would they try anymore? Or the pivotal moment where men can be accused of SA or grape at any given moment by accident. just because a woman is pissed off because she was rejected? Or what about the pivotal moment that women have constantly told men that they're so undesirable that they would rather pick a bear over a human being, as if men don't have feelings? Or how about the pivotal moment that every single man that ever chased a woman was considered a simp and women simply didn't respect them or want to be with them because they're chasing and they're trying too hard? What about the pivotal moment when the nice guy gets left because he's not toxic enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men can't even simply be respectful without it being considered creepy or too friendly?
The pivotal moment is when women started saying, "I don't need no man." Now, they don't have any. They did this to themselves. That's a pivotal fact.
Or what about the time that women decided that not even Cheesecake Factory was good enough for a first date? That they didn't want to get to know men for who they are. They wanted to know how much money they made and their status. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound worth chasing. Okay, bye.
99.9% of the time, a woman does absolutely nothing before there's contact with a man. She sits there and assumes it's his responsibility to approach her, but she has the nerve to complain about men not putting in effort or doing the bare minimum.
You know what I just realized about relationships? A guy starts off by putting 100% in the beginning of a relationship. And over time, that will slowly go down from like 100 to 95 to 90 to 80 to 85. And then you notice, and you only notice when it goes down to like 75 or 80%, and then you say something. And then when you say something, he puts back 5% effort and you're content. You're like, okay, he put in some effort, but it never goes back up to 100 or 90 or 95. It just goes from like that 75 to 80. And then it goes back down again to like 70. And then it goes down to 60. Long story short, it'll just go back down to 10%. When it started at 100, I'm not saying all men do this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but as a woman, I feel like we invest more time and put in more effort as the relationship goes on because it becomes more and more serious. Moral of the story, if you're dating a guy and he starts off at 100% effort and you're noticing over time it's slowly going down, I just think that you deserve better.
So, according to this woman, men start out giving 100%, and that dwindles to 60 to 70% until she nags him. It bumps up for a bit, then drops off again. So she concludes, women give more in a relationship over time. Right. That's why I hear men complain they aren't getting any bedroom fun anymore. Their woman now weighs 200 pounds, and the men are constantly running around, jumping every time she says jump, trying to please her to no avail, because women give so much more. Right. Tell me another fairy tale.
Stop approaching women when they're alone.
No, men are weird. Stop talking to women you don't know.
Oh, single men. Why are you don't pursue anymore? What's up?
No. I hate when men approach women.
So should a guy ever approach a girl in public?
I don't think so, no.
This year, I decided I'm going to go the full year without using any dating apps. However, I still want to meet people. So tonight, it's Friday. I'm going to go out by myself.
Just passing a beer garden that was full of people with their friends. It's okay. I don't know what I thought. Like, I genuinely thought that I was going to meet people. I'm going to go again. I'm going to keep trying. But that was really hard.
Is it too direct for like a stranger to come off the street or in a restaurant to say, oh, I think you're really interesting and get your number there? Is that?
Of course, because I had this type of situations. It's weird. Do not approach a woman who did not inspire that.
This question is for the guys. So, don't men approach women anymore?
So what's inappropriate? You at your game, you at a game, watching your son play. Is that inappropriate?
If you're not interested, it's always inappropriate. So the thing is, no, it's true. If you're into somebody, it'll be the greatest thing you've ever heard. If it's a guy you have no interest in, you will be like, get away from me right now. My son's on the court.
Women want a man to fill her cup even when his is empty. She refuses to refill his in return, then gets mad when he goes to get it filled somewhere else. But then she expects to get hers filled somewhere else after she has emptied him.
Those women that care and watch how much money you spend and how much money you spending on them, they don't like you. Because a woman that likes you don't want you to spend all your money. Because she's mindful of the union and the partnership that y'all are building. Like women that are like, oh, I need to get my hair and my nails done. Why is your hair and your nails not already done?
Are women happier than men or are men happier than women? Let's get into it. I got some science for you today. Studies show that men are actually happier than women. Women constantly score higher in neuroticism in psychological studies. What is neuroticism? Neuroticism is a trait that tends to experience negative emotions like anger, anxiety, self-consciousness, irritability, emotional instability, and depression. Why is this so? Differences in brain chemistry and hormone fluctuations. Women are more prone to stress and ruminate. Men tend to engage in active problem-solving behaviors when they experience stress. And because of their coping mechanism, they are not experiencing as much negative emotion.
Throughout history, the genes of women who are more effective in influencing men have been passed on to the next generations. They hate MGTOW because it goes against what they believe. And they are furious with us since we took what they said literally, rather than using it as a test to put them in their appropriate place. Thanks for watching the Voices of Man channel. This is your space. Share your voice and be part of a global community.